Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Muhtarisa Muskhir. I am from Group 2 and today I'm going to tell you about what is poetry. Alright. The agenda will be first we're going to talk about definition of poetry, then function of poetry, element of poetry, style and genre of poetry. We also got history of poetry, cultural and religional influence. First of all, we're going to talk about definition. Poetry is a form of literary art that distinguishes itself from prose. It often involves careful word selection, rhythm, and more structured form than prose. The beauty of language and emphasis of emotional expression are also characteristic of poetry. Next, we're going to talk about function of poetry. Poetry serves various functions, including entertaining, conveying message, reflecting on life, expressing feeling, and even delivering social and political criticism. This function can vary depending on the poet's intentions and style. Next, there's element of poetry. First of all, there's rhythm and meter. Some poems use rhythm and meter pattern to create a distinctive rhythm. Next, we're gonna talk about imaginary. Poetry often employs rich imaginary to express idea and emotions. Next, metaphor and symbolism. The use of metaphor and symbolism can add depth and complexity to the poetry. Poetry Next, poetry structure. Some poems have specific structures such as sonnet, haikus, and free verse. Next, style and genre of poetry. First, individual style. Each poet has unique style that may include word choice, frequently used themes, or approaches to poetic structure. Next, poetic genre. Poetic can be classified into various genres such as lyric, epic, narrative, or elegy. Next, history of poetry. Classical to modern. Poetry has evolved from classical form like Homer's epic and classical Chinese poetry to modern poetry that often explore more free forms and language. Last, culture, religional, and influence. Poetry and culture. First, poetry and culture. Every culture has its unique poetic tradition with distinctive features and characteristics. Next, the second, global poetry. Poetry often reflected with both local and global nuance, reader to various experience and worldview. Alright, that's the end of my video. Thanks for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.